Okay, so let's say that you've decided annuity might be appropriate for you. And now what we're looking at is there's so many choices. So how do we winnow down these choices to get the best outcome that you want to get for yourself? So the first thing to understand is there's only so much you're going to do with the dollar. So we're going to focus on two types of annuity benefits because these two benefits may not all come in one package. You need to think about which one is more important to you, and then your choices can start from there. So first type of benefit is just growth. Now, in a fixed indexed annuity, you're growing your money, but we're getting rid of the paradigm that you've got to be willing to lose money in order to make money. That's not the paradigm. The paradigm is you will have no loss, never going to have a loss. You might make a little or you might make a lot. And we're trying, that is still a risk, and we're trying to get you to make as much as possible. But the point is that's just the proposition of growth. We just want to grow the money. Now, when that's done, you still have to spend the money. Now, I originally put this presentation together for some people that came to me and realized they have no pension. Like when you're done with your 401k, that's not a pension. A pension says you can spend it as long as you live and you're going to make a payment, and you never have to think about how much money is in the account. You're just getting spending. Teachers work this way, government people work this way. So if you're pushing growth as the main feature you want and you skip having any guarantee of how long the income could last, then if there's no spending protection, is that a pension? No, it's not. Now, again, that takes it back to the realm of being like an investment. An investment, you're just growing your money, but the general non insurance, non annuity type income, you can never guarantee. It has to be constantly managed and you're constantly looking over your shoulder. So if you don't care about a spending guarantee, then we wouldn't consider that an equivalent of a pension. That would be more like an investment. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a matter of what you want and what you want it to do. Now, with the same $100 or 100,000 or million, we could get a different type of benefit. Let's say we don't even care like how much is in the bucket. We're not even thinking of how much is in the bucket, but we may let it grow for a period of time, and at some point we're going to take an income from it. We want that income guaranteed as long as you live. That literally means if all of the money is spent out of the account, uh, you're still getting checks. Even if your account says there's a zero sum, a zero amount that's in there, you're still getting checks as long as you live. Now, that is similar to a pension. Not saying this is the only way to go. I'm not saying one benefit's stronger than the other, but I'll come back to, let me just finish this point. I'll tell you what's important about it. That's sort of like giving yourself a new source of social security, or like a union pension, or like a government pension. Okay. Now, um, if you want that type of benefit, then you're taking dollars away from the pure growth of the money and you're just putting it towards income, income, income. And that kind of puts you in the mindset sort of like a teacher. A teacher doesn't know how much they put in the state teachers retirement system. They just know that they've worked there so many years, they're a certain age, certain parameters came together, and they're getting the biggest, fattest check that they can get. And that check's going to last as long as they live. Maybe their spouse is included. And there's not a lump sum that they're going to turn around and pull out. There's just checks. That's kind of what this type of benefit would be. If you wanted to build a lump sum and manage the income yourself, then you're looking at a growth type annuity. Now, one difference about this, and I don't mean to make this a blanket difference, but just something to think about. This does, in most of the cases, the way we work it, that we are aware there is a lump sum. We're not too concerned about how much the lump sum is because we're mostly concerned about the checks drawing from it. But if at some point you wanted to stop the checks and just take the lump sum out, you typically can do that. Or if you pass away and your inheritors want to take what's left of the lump sum, they can get to that. Some pensions don't offer that, so I just wrote this note in here earlier when I built this, just to note that there's a little different in terms of how beneficiaries might receive what's left. All right, so let's say that you've decided you're going to have an income annuity. That's your goal, is to make it perform as income as strong as possible. All right, so you need to know that in that case, a maximum stream of income is the goal of an income annuity, maximizing that stream. The primary choices are generally all going to focus on how much money can I take out for how long, and which annuity is going to give me the best shot at maximum future income. Once you've decided it's an income annuity, then that's where your thought train's going to go. These are all going to be optimized to spend with confidence. In other words, you're setting up your ability to spend from this thing and never look back, never have to look over your shoulder. You're just spending with confidence that next month there's going to be another check in the mailbox, and the next month there's going to be another check. Now, annuities do what straight investing cannot do. They allow you to spend all of your savings in retirement without looking back over your shoulder. The risk of running out of money and income is transferred to the insurance company. Now, there's different approaches to annuity income planning. There's different ways to set this up. One is just to go with a fully guaranteed result. So, on a fully guaranteed income, there is zero connection to any investment market performance. The income calculation is only driven by how much did you put in, how many years did you defer it, and what was your age at the time of starting income. And it's contractual, and it's written there. If you want to start income at age 67 and you put this much in, here's your income, guaranteed for life. You want to wait till 69, here's your income. And it's all charted out. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. These have actually gotten a lot stronger since interest rates have gone up. Generally, interest rates here in 2023, 24, these are stronger than they've ever been before. Then you also have market-driven performance. So on market-driven performance, which, and by performance I mean how much income are you going to get from it, the eventual amount of income is driven by how well the selected equities market indexes grow during the deferral period, and often even after the deferral period. Like once you start taking the income, there can still be an effect from the markets. So in each case, your money is going to be tied to the growth of some type of index or combination. Might be the Dow Jones, might be the S&P 500, but it's going to grow through that period. And then when you decide I want the money out, there'll be this point where, okay, let's see what kind of income that's now going to give you. Now, risk versus reward on that, potentially for substantially greater income than the fully guaranteed. So if you're willing to take the risk of growth, you're likely to get a higher income than a fully guaranteed income. But if the markets perform poorly, you could wind up with less income than you could have been fully guaranteed for. So the guarantees in a market-driven income annuity are going to be much lower than the fully guaranteed. The potential is greater, but it's only potential, and you need to know that. Now, there's also going to be two ways to take your income. This mostly applies to the market-driven products. There's two ways to take it. One, it would be an increasing income. So your income is going to begin at one level, but it's going to grow over time based on the market performance. The other way to do it is just to take it level. Income will begin at a higher initial level. It's going to start higher, but it's never going to increase. So those are going to be the ways that you could take your income out. But what's common to all of them is that the risk of running out of money is going to be transferred to the insurance company. Now, there's an alternative approach, which would be, this is kind of interesting concept, and not one is better than the other. It's just a matter of how you prefer to manage the risks. We could use a growth annuity and skip the guarantees. That would look like this. So anytime a guaranteed is made, there's going to be a cost taken to hedge that benefit. Moving on. Most often, you're going to see this with the accumulation account, the real money being compromised in order to fortify the income benefit account. I'll explain this, which is not real money. The income benefit account is only a formulary used to determine the ultimate size of the guaranteed income checks you're going to receive. So I want you to think about this as two boxes on a sheet of paper. One is going to say your real money. This is how much your real money has grown to. This would be the growth factor of your real money. The other side is just, it's formulary, like what the teachers have. It's just how big did we grow the check? So this account, I'm working with a client. This account is at $215,000 of real money, but the growth, the formulary for the income is kind of a fake account, but it's a formulary account, and it shows $446,000 of income. Excuse me, of that's just the account value, 446,000 versus 215. This is the real money. If they close the account tomorrow, they want to walk with real money, this is the amount that they're getting. If they want to take a lifetime income, this is an amount that they might get over the next 20 years. So it's sort of a formulary of future income, but it's not the real money that's in the account. Now, if the goal was to grow that formulary, you probably suffered on the real money. You probably did not experience the potential growth you could have on the real money because you were pushing to get the check, the check, the check. One way of doing this, different approaches, with a growth annuity, you strip out the income guarantee. There's no guarantee. If you spend it all and the money's gone, you spend it all. Now you're still protected from market downside, so the market downturn wouldn't take money away. But you would manage your own withdrawals for retirement. Now the thing is, all the models that I've done on this shows that this may have the potential of providing more real money left in your account because it's not being forfeited to hedge for the guarantees. So you might see over time, if on the income annuity where you had 211 in real money, 446 in formulary, a growth annuity might have 500 or $600,000, but no income protection. So if you spend it too rapidly, fine, but you could come up with a greater sum in the end, and it's up to you to manage it. So this is why it's so important to do a retirement roadmap, to look at what your circumstances are and do an evaluation of what type is most needed for you right now. And then it's going to be up to you on how to execute that. But if someone hasn't gone through this with you and helped you evaluate what would be most appropriate, then you're getting someone that doesn't know their full product lineup and may themselves be being fed what they're supposed to be giving the public because that's what their broker tells them to do. But I would purport that it's better to work with someone that knows what all of these choices are. It is more tedious, it's harder to work with them. You got to have the patience to get through this analysis. But at the end of the day, you're working with someone that knows their product lineup better. That's all I got to say for now.